We're in the southern mountains of Mexico in the middle of the rainy season, and I still don't have a roof on my guest cabin, the lighthouse. I've got 110 boards, but only half of them are all the way down the mountain. We've got a little break in the weather today, so I want to see how much I can get done before the rain returns. Let's go! Thank you, thank you. So this is my first time putting a tape measure on these boards since I received them. And they're supposed to be 8 inches in total. This is like 8 and 3/16, and then this one is like 8 and 9/16, like a little over 8.5. So there's quite a big variation in some of the boards. I could kind of see visually just looking at them. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna try to match each row of 3 boards that I can, and hopefully there's enough that everything can coincide evenly. We'll see. Okay, so there's a slight variation in the distance of my overhang on these roof rafters, just like ½ inch over all of these. So the 2 that are the longest, that are exactly 2 feet, and they're the most separated, I'm gonna put 2 points at 6 inches, and that'll give me a 2-inch overhang, and that'll give me my line to start. And then obviously that 2 inches on the longest portion will cover the shortest little butt ends, and then I'll just be following up and maintaining that line. All right, so with my 16-foot cabin, it's gonna be half a board and 2 full boards, and then returning half a board, 2 full boards. And all these boards are just a little over 8 feet. So as far as for the boards for my overhang, I'm gonna leave that little extra. And then once I'm done, I'll snap another chalk line and then just do a nice long square cut to get them all even. So that way I can get this in as quick as possible rather than trying to sit here and focus and get everything exact the first time. All right, let's go. Okay, this first row of boards I'm gonna install with screws just because they're easier to take out if I need to adjust anything. All right, so out of curiosity, I'm gonna do the 3-4-5 technique to find out if this is pretty square. So I'm gonna measure up from this intersection here, 3 feet. And then I'm gonna measure 4 in the other direction. And if the diagonal hypotenuse is 5, we know that we have a 90-degree angle. It's a pretty handy trick. But since everything is pretty rough cut, I mean, if I'm in the ballpark within like a little tiny bit, like a 1/4 inch, I'm not too worried. We'll see. All right, so I'm happy with what I got. So I've got my point there, 3 feet, then 4 feet over, and the intersection is just right about 5 feet. So I'm happy with that, with all this rough cut beams. And I'm gonna take a sight down the line and just kind of see how it looks. And if I'm happy, I say we just start cruising. All right, let's go. All right, yeah, I'm happy with that. There is just a little weirdness going on here, but that's because originally my plan was to use my little lunchbox planer and plane each one of these like 20-foot 4x6 beams. I did it with the first one, and then after talking to my Spanish audience, they were like, don't do that, Colin, like you're gonna kill yourself. And it's not that big of a deal. So because these are kind of rough cut, there is some variation, but over these distances, I don't care. So this one's just not perfectly square. I think it's just high on this corner. But yeah, after covering everything and then putting down the paper and then our tin roofing, it does not matter. Okay, let's go. Tap, 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 taparoo. Tap, 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 tap. Man, so with all the humidity we've been having here, just after a few days, for some reason, this board just got wrecked with mold. So I was looking, and I'm just gonna put a little white vinegar in some water and use like a cut off old t-shirt and just wipe it down and keep rolling. Green is my favorite color, so maybe having a nice little hue will be a fun integration into the roof, just like I planned. All right, we're getting a roof. Hell yeah. I got something to walk on. I'm getting a little bit more space here to work with. So once I do get enough space where I can comfortably kind of move around and work, and not too many more rows, I'm going to just set up the boards on the side that I need in stacks of 3 that are organized by width, and then I'll just be able to grab and go. Originally in my short yesterday, I mentioned, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna build a haul system between this pine tree and that pine tree, haul up the boards. And you know, I looked and I was like, the uphill slope is so close. And I was like, no, it'll be good. It'll be fun to do using my previous experience, and I'll have a clip-in point for working on the roof. And then I read a comment that someone else reinforced it. It was like, dude, just lean them up. And I came back out and looked and thought, and man, yeah, that's just way more work than's required. It would be fun, but there's just no reason. It's just way too complicated for something that's so simple. Like, we are cruising. I was actually thinking about doing all my cuts up here on the roof, just have the rough stack and then cut as I go, but I'm actually thinking, like, I know my exact measurements now, especially since I'm leaving the ends just wild. So I can just cut my stacks down low where it's comfortable, and I got my little station, and just get like 3 stacks, 4 stacks ready, and then just place them, and then, I don't know, have kind of systems. I feel like things flow better, because rather than hopping back and forth between each time, I might as well get in a groove and do a certain chunk and then do the other chunk. Obviously, if there was another person here, one person would be the cut man, and they would just keep feeding me. But there's no one to feed me here. Gotta feed myself. It's okay, I'm used to it. Okay, so while I'm thinking about it, like, I'm sure most of you already know, but for people who don't, whenever you're attaching things to the outside of your cabin, whether it's roof boards, wall boards, plywood, sheathing, pretty much anything, or just like you're covering, like on my cabin, like the exterior siding, I guess. Whenever you're doing that, you don't want to keep the seams together. You always want to alternate, and that helps give it more rigidity and strength. So rather than just do the same pattern every time and have a seam going up, that'd be kind of somewhat of a weak spot to hinge on, if that makes sense. So yeah, this is just kind of a rule of thumb that applies to just about everything I can think of, that even bricks and things like that. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. All right, while we're downtown here for a moment, I'm gonna prep some nails. I don't know, like 6 months ago, I was really trying to buy like a battery powered DeWalt framing nailer. And I ended up buying two on Amazon that were supposed to be like brand new out of the box. And the first one came used. It was clearly used and it was just not driving nails. It was leaving each one out. So I contacted the company and Amazon and they're like, oh, all right, we'll send you a new one or we'll reimburse you. And then so I got reimbursed after a while. And then I was like, fuck it, I'll try again with the same seller. Cause I was like, maybe it was just a error. Like they apologized, they reimbursed me. And there's like no other options online for DeWalt framing nailers. So I mean, I thought about it for like weeks and I was like, I'm gonna try again. And the second one was even worse. It wasn't even the same model. And I have thousands of nails for a framing nailer. And you know, after the 2 times getting burned, like thankfully I got reimbursed the second time as well, but lots of just time lost. I even tried repairing them myself here in some videos, but eventually I was like, this sucks. I'm wasting way too much time. I need to just go. A hammer's not that bad. And honestly, it hasn't been hammering things that's been holding me up on this project, you know? So even having a framing nailer, I don't think would have had much of an influence in how long this is taking. Oh my gosh. Nah, it's okay. I'm in the middle of nowhere by myself without road access on a very limited budget. So I'm very content. This is my little project and I'm having fun doing it. I think that's the most important thing. Plus, it's something I can share with people soon. I've been doing all this on my own, and I'm actually pretty excited to have people come visit, family, friends. I'm gonna rent it out sometimes. I don't want people here all the time, but I like the company every once in a great while. It does get lonely out here. Right, Ranger? Ranger? What a beautiful day. I'm loving this. This is actually really nice. It's like the perfect temperature. Probably like mid upper 60s, maybe with just a slight breeze and just a touch of sun. A little sun kiss on top of the roof. This is pretty clutch. Darn good day. Zzz, zzz, zzz. All right, so I've got 7 rows done, and man, the day's just been flying by. I mean, I thought I was flying, but yeah, it's already 12:15. I'm gonna get some water and just like a little snack, some fruit. I'm just on a roll, I wanna keep doing this. But yeah, I haven't only had coffee this morning, so yeah, I'm gonna take care of myself. And I wanna see what it looks like inside now that we're starting to creep on in here. Oh yeah, that's cool. All right, I'm so excited and thirsty. Let's go. I forgot to fill my water filter last night. I totally noticed and thought about it and then forgot. Stopped thoughting about it. So I'm gonna refill this right now while I'm thinking about it. And I don't know, that should be good. Keep me going for a while. It's almost the entire bottle. Oh yeah, it's the entire bottle. Okay. Okay, so I'm kind of in a rush. I want to keep cruising on this roof. So I just made a quick PB&J with chabacano y mango. It's like peach mango. It's pretty good. There's normally not a big jam jelly selection here in Mexico. Like if you find a store with like 4 options, you're like, what? Where am I? Yeah, before buying this one recently, it was just all strawberry jam. It wasn't bad, but I don't know, in the States, I think we get used to just a mountain of options. Like our frozen food section, just aisles and aisles. And here, there's hardly no frozen food section. It's like half of a wall. and the most of it is filled with like meats and chicken, like yeah, meats. And then a couple popsicle options and ice cream. And then there's just like a sliver of like immediate stuff. Like, no, it's a whole different culture here. Nobody here eats these. But I am really enjoying this now. All right, let's go. On my other channel, we kind of have an ongoing joke where every time I'm working, I do like a puppy break, and I check on the dog and see where he's at. And whenever I'm working on something like really involved, Ranger is always right there on the couch, relaxing, usually passed out, unless he wants a PB&J, which he cannot have because it's too sweet. It's bad for you, Ranger. All right, yeah, I'm gonna recharge the battery and then also just plug directly into the generator. So I'm just gonna start cutting and maybe just try to stay in this station for a while, see how that works out. But honestly, I was having a hard time with that, like wrapping my head around, okay, these ends I'm leaving live, and then we're alternating and just trying to figure it out, and the widths, I was having a hard time with that. I don't know, it was flustering me. But I'm gonna try to see if I can just stick on cutting for a while, and then maybe shut the generator off and go up. I don't know, yeah, I'm just kind of figuring this out as I go and see what's most efficient and resourceful. Okay, let's go. Okay, for now, I think my brain likes just doing 2 rows, having them prepped, and then go install the 2 rows. And I'm just putting full nails in for now. While I'm here, just do it. Sometimes I just tack for speed and then come back and just do solid lines. I don't know, this time I'm just gonna do it all. But yeah, if I start getting too many boards and groups here, I'm gonna get all mixed up. So I think 2 rows is fine. And I get a little break from the generator. All right, so here's an example of what I'm talking about. Like, these boards have quite a bit of variation. So, I mean, this one's about 1/2 inch. I was trying to keep it to like 1/8 or under. And, you know, that's why I didn't want to get too carried away prepping everything and then start getting things like all mixed. And, you know, I'm trying to limit this because I don't want it to start creeping in one way or the other. So before I put any nails in these next 2 rows, I'm just gonna do a double check, make sure everything's good. All right, that was super quick. Just 1 cut. I just had this guy, just 1 cut right there on the end. And then I already had this guy lying around. That was exactly what I need. So it's gonna be a couple of months until I have enough money for the tin roofing. That's probably gonna be one of the most expensive purchases of this build. So for now, the plan is above these boards, I have some house wrap that's coming in here any day now. And I'm gonna just cover the roof with that house wrap. And then I'm just gonna keep using this tarp to cover that. And then when I can, I'm going to install the tin roofing. I want to be able to just buy it all at once and boom, 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 boom. So the roof I have on my house, it's got like a bunch of bumps in it and it looks really cool. But as far as like doing work and getting on top of, like it really sucks trying to walk around and tiptoe because it dimples really easily. So I actually want to be up on this roof a lot. So I'm going to get some sort of tin roofing that's much easier to get up on and move around and not have as much fear about breaking anything. Also, inside of those humps, I have like little rodents living in there. Like I can hear them all the time. It's like rascando, like scratching. Yeah, so a couple of reasons I'm gonna do it differently. But for now, it's just gonna be house wrap and tarp. Wow, this DJI drone, the Neo, the first one, is a beast. This thing has taken so many hits. And I was just doing a shot right now and it ran into this tree, it fell and it hit one of my decks and like the whole eye here popped out. I could see the ball bearings. I was like, this is not good. This might be it. And I just popped it into place and No problem. This thing's a little tank. I'm really glad this is my first drone. Like, it was really inexpensive, and if I had anything more expensive, I would have destroyed it by now. This thing's been in water. It's been cracked. I super glued it. Like, it's been used as a weed whacker. I don't think this thing's... I'm impressed. All right, let's go. Well, it's 2 o'clock, right around when we're usually getting rain, and I'm having an inkling that it might not rain today. I mean, at least it is glorious right now. I'm loving this. So I'm just gonna keep on cruising. This is fantastic. All right. Gotta take advantage while they're here. Yeah, I can't be inside on days like this. I'll regret it because, yeah, soon there's gonna be a lot of rain. So you gotta soak up the sun when you can. All right, I've got 15 rows done, and I'm actually really hungry. It does not look like it's gonna rain today, so that is fantastic, but I just don't have enough gas with just that PB&J to keep going. So I'm gonna take a break and make some chicken soup with some rice. It's all ready to go. I just gotta heat it up. Yeah, just take a moment. But wow, yeah, I'm loving this. This looks phenomenal. Yeah. Mira, ¿quién es? ¿En serio? Ay, Ranger. Such a lazy little boy. Just on the couch all day long. Ay, qué difícil. Ay, ay, ay. Qué consentido. Ay, Ranger. All right, so it's pretty funny. I guess here in Mexico, it's super common that people reuse their yogurt containers as tuppers. So, I mean, I've got a million of them. So here I've got my white rice. I separate the chicken from the chicken soup a little bit so I can also make like chicken sandwiches and quesadillas just for some variety. And then, yeah, a bunch of tuppers they call though. And there's still some remnants, so I usually heat up water, whisk it around, and like kind of clean it out, and then pour it over Ranger's dog food because he's really spoiled and he won't eat his kibbles unless it's, prepared in some way. Also, these are really cheap ones. When I had the 2 dogs, like they ate a bunch and I just couldn't. But now I think since it's just Ranger, I'm gonna start buying him higher quality food. Okay, oh, it's gonna be so good. And I've got some cilantro and some lime I'm gonna throw on there. Yeah, it's time. That PB&J is just not cutting it. Okay, Ranger. Good boy. Here you go. Oh man, I feel pretty relaxed now. I was worried about that. I was like, man, I'm gonna eat a bunch and I'm just gonna slow down. Well, it's like a little after 4, so I think timing might work out pretty well to just kind of clean up my workspace, put the tarp back in position really nicely, and put my tools away. That'll put me right at 5, quitting time. But man, that was awesome. That was a lot of progress today. I am happy with that. I'm gonna relax for a few moments more and we'll hop to it. All right, well, everything's all buttoned up. I'm pretty happy with this. What a good day. I mean, I thought I was going to get rained out, and I was thinking I was going to have to rush, and was not the case at all. What a great day. But yeah, I'm not going to keep pushing it. I mean, that was fun, but I'm going to save some fun for another day. But I'm glad that you guys joined me, and thank you so much here on my English channel. We're just getting started, and if you guys are enjoying hanging out with me here in the forest, building some cool stuff, give me a like, a subscribe, leave me a comment down below. I like reading them, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Later.